Okay, so I'm going to be smoothing out the action on my AK, and so I'm starting off with the ALG AKT trigger, and so first is I'm going to be trying to shave off that little end right there, right here, where you can see I already kind of got it started, and essentially is what I'm trying to do is prevent it from hitting the rivet when it comes down like that, which I've almost gotten it. It's almost there, so I'm just going to take a little bit off and see how it goes. Okay, so I got the disconnector, and now I'm going to take some off with my Dremel, and I got like just a little grinding attachment there. So now we're just going to kind of shave it down a little bit more. Okay, so I finished grinding this up, and you can tell now that this isn't going nearly as far. Oh, my glove's kind of in the way. But essentially, you can see that it's barely coming past that, and that's exactly what I wanted. Because that's going to keep it from beating up the rivet inside your rifle, which you're not going to be able to tell because of the light, but it is right here. And excuse me, right here. You can kind of see it actually, right there, that thing. And that's going to keep it from popping out, hopefully, and I don't know, ruining the rivet. Okay, so next I'm going to be reprofiling the hammer, and you can kind of see I've already got started, and mainly it's just to get rid of the hump, which it's almost all gone. I'm just going to touch it up with the Dremel. You can kind of feel it if I run my finger over it, but so I'm just going to hit it again real quick, and that should be it. But essentially, you can do this with, I used a metal file, and then you can touch it up with a Dremel, or you can file it in sandpaper, however you want, as long as you get the hump off. And that's just going to make the action run smoother, and the bolt's not going to be getting caught up as much on the hammer without that. I'm just going to Dremel it, paying careful attention not to hit the zip tie, because that's what's holding the wire spring, the hammer spring, and we do not want that snapping on our hand. So that's pretty much going to do it. I just needed to touch it up on my end. You may need to do it more. This step is a step I've already pretty much done. I might just touch it up a little bit. But essentially, you're going to be polishing these rails. The bolt carrier rides on these top rails right here on this very top part, and it's going to ride in these inside rails right there. And you can see these are already polished up pretty much. They just need to be touched up. This is your case ejector right here, or shell ejector, and so just touch these up with some sandpaper, and that should be good to go, and they should kind of look like that. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to polish, which I kind of already got started, is this bolt carrier group, or the bolt carrier, and so basically you just want to get these rails right here. You can kind of see where it's already been polished, where it's going to ride on those rails, the little slots. So you just kind of hit those with sandpaper, and you can basically, I'm just trying to get off all the paint, and that's going to help it get a little smoother. And then once it's a little lubed up, it should be good. You can do this part. This is from just wear, from shooting it. That's about 1,000 rounds worth. But I guess you could polish that up too if you want to. I'm just going to leave it. But yeah, mainly concentrate on this railed areas with sandpaper. Okay, so now I just need to blow out this receiver, and I got all the other parts, like the bolt carrier and the hammer and everything I was sanding on, just to make sure all that paint and shit is out of there. And so I'm just gonna turn on the air compressor and try to really get in these nooks and crannies and blow all this stuff out of there. Okay, so completely failed, and I didn't profile the hammer right. I missed like a whole part, and so now I got this. And then the trigger disconnector that I was filing down, it beats the rivet when it does the reset, and so now when I reset it, it smacks right into it still. So I didn't get the bottom enough. So, and it's smoother as long as it doesn't get caught on the hammer in the back right here. There's like a whole part and you can't tell until it's in the gun, right? But yeah.